How to drive manual car easily. 1. Practice on an empty road. 2. Practice shifting gears while stationary. 3. Learn how to use the clutch pedal. 4. Know how much power is needed on each gear. 5. Learn how to use the brake pedal. Driving a manual transmission is a skill that takes practice and patience to master. But once you learn how to drive a manual car, you'll never look back. There are several reasons why people prefer driving manuals over automatics. Manual transmissions are cheaper than automatics, which makes them ideal for those who are on a budget. They also offer better fuel economy and better acceleration than their automatic counterparts. But most importantly, driving a manual transmission gives you more control over your vehicle than an automatic one does. This means that you can shift gears at will and enjoy the acceleration of driving your car as fast as possible without worrying about shifting gears at the right time or accelerating too slowly or too quickly for best performance. Driving a manual transmission car is a skill that takes time to learn. It's not something you can just hop in and drive right away. But with the right instruction, drivers can learn how to drive a manual car easily. Here are some tips for learning how to drive a manual transmission car. Practice in an area where there's little traffic. If you're new at driving stick, don't try it on busy roads with lots of traffic. Driveways and parking lots are good places to practice. Don't try to accelerate hard when shifting from first gear into second or third gear. This can cause your wheels to lock up, resulting in loss of control of your vehicle and possibly an accident. Make sure you're comfortable with shifting before attempting any serious driving situations like highway driving or merging onto busy roads with heavy traffic volume. First, you need to learn how to drive a manual transmission car. When you are learning to drive a manual transmission, it is advisable that you practice in an area where there is not much traffic. This will help you feel more comfortable with the process and eventually make it easier for you to drive a manual transmission car. To start driving a manual transmission car, press down on the clutch pedal with your left foot and gently apply pressure on the gas pedal with your right foot. When moving your foot from one pedal to another, make sure that you do so smoothly and slowly. If you move too fast or too slow, it can be very difficult for someone who is learning to drive a manual transmission car, or even experienced drivers. When shifting gears while moving forward, remember that there are two gears that are used most often, first gear and second gear, or third if the car has 3 gears. You should shift into second when traveling at about 30 miles per hour or faster and then into third when traveling between about 40 miles per hour and 60 miles per hour. Shifting into first at these speeds may cause problems because it will make the engine work harder than it should be doing at these speeds. It may also cause wear on your engine. Driving a manual transmission car is not hard at all. In fact, it is easier than driving an automatic transmission car. You will have to be more careful and alert while driving manual cars. Here are some tips that will help you drive a manual car easily. Practice before driving a manual transmission car. If you are new to driving a manual transmission car, then practice it on your own first. This way, you will get familiarized with the clutch and gears and can easily manage them while driving. Don't change gears abruptly. Do not change gears abruptly as it might lead to jerky stops or starts. Instead, change gears smoothly so that there is no jolt on the vehicle's engine or gearbox. Keep your eyes on the road. Always keep your eyes on the road while driving manual cars. This will help you avoid accidents due to over-revving of engines or missing gears, etc. The smooth operation of manual transmission requires that the driver always know where each gear is located, what gear is selected, and that the car is in the appropriate range for any given driving task. Driving a manual transmission vehicle is an awesome and intense experience, but in our modern world, it's actually a little hard to do. In this article we'll talk about some of the difficulties with driving a manual vehicle and how to best get through them. Driving a manual transmission vehicle is an awesome and intense experience, but in our modern world, it's actually a little hard to do. In this article we'll talk about some of the difficulties with driving a manual vehicle and how to best get through them.